56 ideas to improve Breath of the Wild or the next Zelda title. With special guest Nico the Geeko. Maintain open world and freedom. Have an ending where you actually save the day and there's closure with the people you've saved. Have a rival or nemesis in the storyline with some more boss battles against them. Have some underwater puzzles, shrines, or dungeons. Bring back the magic meter and apply it to various weapons. Have more use for Korok seeds or less Korok seeds altogether. Have a blacksmith for each race that can repair any weapon from that race. Be able to purchase, upgrade, and customize a variety of gliders. Also, your glider, if wooden, should be able to burn up. Have more actual dungeons with unique bosses. Make the whistling for your horse mechanic better, so that the horse will actually come to you more often and from farther away. While this problem is remedied by the ancient saddle, it still should be made better so horse riding is able to be used more before buying the DLC. Maybe a scenario where Zelda wasn't captured and could assist you in various ways throughout the quest. Maybe this could tie in more with number 2, where once you beat Ganon and save Zelda, she could come with you and help you in certain ways with a post-story quest. Use the same game engine and a lot of the same assets in a sequel, similar to Majora's Mask. That way a sequel could be released much sooner. Online and offline co-op multiplayer, local split screen, where you can join up with lots of other links, complete huge epic quests like killing tons of monsters or bosses at once, or waves of enemies, solving large elaborate puzzles, free roaming and goofing off together, or battling other teams of links. Battle damage to Link, clothing, weapons, and shields. The amount of scrapes, bruises, tears, and other wear would correspond to the percentage of hearts you have left. Have a huge weapon equipment upgrade system. The upgradable clothing was good, but it could be taken further with choices of unlockable abilities upon upgrade, as well as being able to upgrade weapons with more attack power, durability, and special traits. You should also be able to imbue your weapons of choice with certain elements. Also, when upgrading armors, instead of just an increase in defense, there should be more options to choose from. More customizable clothing, weapons, horse, etc. You should be able to select different hairstyles, facial hairstyles, a variety of accessories like glasses, for example. Clothing should be broken up even more, like into gloves, shirt, pants, boots, and hats. You should be able to change colors of every clothing item, weapon, or shield you obtain, as well as your horse. You should be able to change not only a base color, but choose a different accent color for everything as well. There should be a plethora of storyline, large bosses, and enemies after obtaining everything, including the most powerful weapons, so you actually have something to use them on. This is possible if you save dungeons for the very last in Breath of the Wild, and was fulfilled even more in the new DLC, but more is always a great thing. Also, some playable quests and battles that were shown in the memories throughout the game. You could play them to an extent, but they could still push that even farther. Gloves and boots that make it easier to climb in the rain, or just less rain. Be able to upgrade your horse and your horse's armor. When you find a horse you really like, you should be able to upgrade its stats by riding it a lot. It only makes sense. Upgradable armor would make your favorite horsies less likely to be killed too. Also, your horse should be able to cross through water with you on its back. Horses can swim with people on their backs in real life. Maybe just give the horse some stamina so it isn't OP at the beginning of the game. Take shield surfing even further and just put in actual skiing and snowboarding. Whether it was just a mini-game or something you could take and do anywhere, skis have been around forever and would not feel that out of place, especially not after the whole Guardian deal with all the Sheikah technology, and not to mention the motorcycle. You could upgrade and customize skis and maybe even snowboards, and should be able to do some more basic tricks while shredding down the mountain. You should be able to own some kind of boat, be able to have multiple houses or choose from multiple houses, and have a house by the water so you can dock your boat there. It should be upgradable and customizable as well. Maybe you could even get the King of Red Lions? Speaking of having more than one house, the house you do have should be more customizable. You should be able to have a garden and grow your own food. You should be able to move and place different trees, plants, fences, ponds, etc. outside your house and obtain and reorganize different furniture inside your house. Don't make it Farmville or Animal Crossing by any means, but there should be something at least. Another one about your house. You really should be able to cook, sit down and eat, and sleep in your own house. It should become your shelter from adventuring and prepare you for your next quest. You should be able to board your horses at home, be able to board more horses, be able to actually see them in the stable when they're boarded, and should be able to board a stall horse and the Lord of the Mountain at home. You should be able to board sand seals and other animals like donkeys and deer. You should be able to keep pets, dogs, cats, etc., and they should be able to be upgraded and be customizable as well. You should also be able to actually pet animals. There should be a boss rush area with special prizes. There should be armor that makes you unburnable and armor that makes you unfreezable. I know Xant's helm was just recently added. Not just 2 armors that make you shockproof. There should be armor that makes it so that your stamina does not decrease for a certain time. Include the magic armor and Zora armor from Twilight Princess. Include the fire and water tunics from Ocarina of Time. Include all masks from Majora's Mask and other titles. They should be customizable and upgradable and should have as much functionality as possible to follow Majora's Mask closely. Include all weapons from other Zelda titles. The Cane of Birna, Razor Sword, Great Fairy Sword, etc. There should be armor that increases your running speed during the day, not just nighttime. Create a portal tool for the Sheikah Slate and dungeons where portal hopping is incorporated to solve puzzles. Portal dungeons worked really well in Darksiders 2, and portals to other worlds have already been used in previous Zelda games. Create a time tool for the Sheikah Slate that ages things or reverses aging to solve puzzles. More armors and hats based on enemies, some giving you the abilities the enemies have, and make all enemy armors full sets instead of just hats. Wolf Link should be more customizable and upgradable beyond just having more health. Bring back special sword techniques and add learnable attack strings so you aren't doing the same repetitive melee combo over and over and over again. You should be able to mass delete screenshots and also mass upgrade everything you have that is upgradable from the Great Fairy. There should be Calamity Ganon helm and armor. There should be armor based on each of the Blight Ganons, as well as being able to obtain each of their weapons. We need Cass armor. When eating food and gaining bonus hearts, you should be able to have more than 20. This really peeved me. You should be able to max out both hearts and stamina, or maybe just have a higher max for both, with harder challenges and enemies to compensate. I know it's basically obsolete, but bring back the hookshot and make it upgradable and customizable and have different variations you can buy. The hookshot challenges and puzzles in Twilight Princess and other games were really fun. Don't interrupt what I am doing every single time there's a blood moon. We get the picture. Just make the sky turn red and stuff. That's all we need. There needs to be a cookbook or a recipe book so that you can just flip to what you want to cook. This should also have a shortcut, so if you have enough materials to make that meal, you just click cook and it does it for you. There should be button shortcuts for food and healing items so you don't have to pause every single time. There needs to be more basic enemy variety. Bring back some more old basic enemies or make up some new ones. Make the dropping objects circle thingy more accurate. Going along with the masks from Majora's Mask, you should be able to actually turn into Deku Link, Goron Link, and Zora Link. Deku Link could shoot bubbles easily enough, allow for different ways to cross water with his hopping ability, and your glider could be the Deku flowers he glides with in Majora's Mask. Goron Link's roll could make for another quick way to travel and would damage enemies on the go. And Zora Link would provide a way to swim fast and be able to attack stupid Lizzafoes while you're in the water. Plus his arm boomerangs would be a really fun weapon. Another Majora's Mask gripe. Please fix the Fierce Deity sword so that it actually fires energy discs. That was like the entire cool, awesome thing about Fierce Deity Link. You shouldn't be able to change into the Desert Vi set right in front of the guards. You couldn't change into Wolf Link in front of people in Twilight Princess. I know it's not a big deal, but please fix this minor detail. Include some form of musical instrument, maybe with a special power or ability. I know they tried to get away from all the typical Zelda stuff in Breath of the Wild, but I just feel like something's missing. And last but not least, I would like to see traditional Ganondorf in some way, shape, or form. Calamity Ganon was a huge letdown when I finally decided to go fight him. Also, just make him more difficult to beat. It was way too easy. I understand that you can go fight him at the beginning of the game and he's insanely hard and all that stuff, but I still feel like he should be insanely hard even after you've acquired everything.